Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Well, what have we here?
It's a podcast.
Fine.
And what excitement we have today.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
Today's program brought to you by the Vicks family of products, Livoris. Trying to think of all the Vicks products that might be dead, but the Vicks products that are alive in my home are NyQuil and DayQuil, which they've narrowed it down to, haven't they? Basically,
well, no, you've still got your favorite Irish cure, vape or rub,
and for the addicts, ZQuil.
Oh, that's right. That's just sleepy without cold stuff, right?
Those are people that, when they get a cold, love the idea of drinking something that puts them to sleep, but which is really the human condition. I think ultimately, it's you want to get something that sends you off to happy land, and with the pressures of the day, we tend to get overwhelmed, and we probably like something that puts us off to dreamland rather quickly.
I bet I can't take NyQuil anymore. I haven't taken it since I dried up, but there's enough alcohol in it. I bet I'm not.
Is
allowed
that
to
your
take
expression that you use for quitting alcohol?
Well, Mike, I'm still in recovery.
Since you dried up, it's such a negative connotation since you became sober.
All right, how about this? Since I started the next great phase of my life.
You sound like it. Josh, doesn't that sound like he's depressed about quitting drinking?
No, I think you read into that all the time.
Okay.
I think he's very happy about it. But I do think there's a DayQuil and NyQuil version
that. I know
for
he's your
those
best
people.
buddy.
No, stop it.
I really want to dive right into that. Yeah, I've got a cold. So be aware of that. I rely when I have my cold on NyQuil and DayQuil. And
Which version?
What's that?
Which version of NyQuil and DayQuil?
Well, I think that
because
there are
I have a favorite.
Do you use the severe?
Always severe.
See,
I like the Vapor Cool ones.
Vapor Cool. I might go to the drugstore today and see what I can find.
They're a little smaller, and they have. I don't know. They've got that cool-in methane.
So are they? Is it like a pill and not like a drink? Oh, okay.
I don't do drinks.
I think Mike is the drinker. Mike likes to drink the NyQuil, right?
Yeah. I'm a drinker,
and he also puts 3 coffee beans in it for luck.
Right. No, I take 2 shots of NyQuil most times.
Do you use the cup or just drink straight from the bottle?
I do both. I did both today. I did from the bottle last night and the DayQuil from the bottle today.
I'm a bottle guy.
The last time I did it, I actually put it over cracked ice in a shaker and served it with a zest of a lemon. It was delicious.
But have there been studies recently that have said the stuff they put in cold medicines is essentially useless? Is that
it makes you more comfortable. But you still, what my grandmother had a sense is if you take medicine, a cold lasts a week, and if you don't, it lasts 7 days. It's the same regardless.
Could be valid.
But also what it does, the decongestant part, I think, is the key part that works on these things.
Does it, though?
I assume so because I had swollen neck and lymph nodes over the...
What did you have? What were swollen?
Lymph nodes? I'm close. I'm just dragging it out to get it right.
That'd be hard for me to say. Lymph nodes.
Nodes.
That I could physically touch and was swollen and hurt. And I took decongestants, DayQuil, for 3 days and it went away. So I assume it did its work.
Well, I think the body will clear the snot given a chance. I think that just expedites it, right?
Is it... Is the death grip as widespread in your parts of the world as it is down here in Southwest Florida? Because we got kids and we got adults and we got everybody that's dealing with various degrees of that. And there's the serious stuff too, like the heavy duty flu and the COVID is still alive.
I hate to bring it up, but it is indeed a quademic.
That's the new favorite word that they have. That'll be all over the news today. That'll be existing.
You're seeing it around up here as well. The flu is really grabbing people up here.
I think that I believe in the products, though.
What's the fourth thing? It's COVID, cold. What is
the quad?
And what's the fourth?
Oh, it's the RSV. It's the RSV.
No, that's the third one. What's the fourth one?
Herpes.
COVID, flu, RSV.
Is it bird flu?
No, it's not bird flu, I don't think.
The avian flu?
That's the other thing that's been on the news a lot.
Could be.
Is it monkeypox?
Rob,
Yes.
or Josh, put in what is the quad-demic,
I'm putting
and
it
that
in
should
now.
give you every single thing that's out there.
Mike, you remember you went to school with her, good old Nora.
Norovirus?
Oh,
Like
okay,
that's the
norovirus.
pukey, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's from
yes.
a cruise ship. Mhm.
Oh, that's not cool. Norovirus, flu, COVID, RSV.
And remember, Mike, don't ignore
Is that wait? Hold on.
virus.
Is that what it is though? When you're
Yeah.
That is.
Is that what it's written down? What does it say on the paper?
No, that's it. You've got
Okay.
them.
COVID-19, flu, RSV, and norovirus infections surge. They surge, Mike.
It seems to be rather quick this year and rather intense. I hate having a cold doing a
Intense.
show. I really thanks for mocking me. I appreciate it. But it's really.
Would
it
you just do
seems
me
like
a
it's all
favor?
over-
Would you ask your mother for some apple juice, please?
No, I will not. No, I will.
You have
not.
that privilege. You may deny that, but just
And I've been functioning, and I really expected to function better than I'm functioning right now. And I hate broadcasters that go on like a television station or a radio station when they're sick, and here I am doing that very thing.
don't worry. We're going to run it through the Ignorovirus filter.
I really don't like it. I don't like it. But getting back to something I referenced before, right before the show, Josh shared with me that his wife believes that you, Josh,
Yes.
and Rob, by the way, is the puppy that will latch on to anyone who's friendly to him. So I agree with your wife when she says you and Rob are best friends now, because Rob does always need a friend.
All you've done for 2 years is tell me to get a friend. That's all you've done.
And
Right.
and to be fair, it's impossible to get a friend after 40.
It is. There's no way to do it. I couldn't find someone to go to the movies with me the other day. I canceled.
Well, I will say this, that I have a beautiful situation with the sport that I play, because I don't even call – I call these people – I'm friendly with them.
Right.
I golf with them.
Are they acquaintances?
I know them well. If I saw them in a restaurant, I would approach them and say, hey, how are you? How's it going? Blah. How's your arm? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. I know them all well.
Is there always an injury?
I golf and drink with them.
Right. What's with the limp?
I golf and drink with them. So that
Okay.
would probably be, on a low level, a friendship, right?
I think
don't
it's
know.
like work acquaintances for a lot of people.
Yeah, Mike,
That's
have you ever seen
similar to it, but I have no real connection. My wife uses an expression that in order to have a friend, you need to be a friend. Mm-hmm. And I don't put that effort in.
Would you invite any of these golfers over to your home?
I used to, now no longer. I will meet them on neutral ground. So
Mike,
I have dined in neutral locations with them. My old friends, before I knew better,
Yes.
the guys that I golf with, I would have to the home.
Okay.
That doesn't happen.
Who-
I know.
who
I'm
ruined
going
it?
to. I'm going to preemptively. I want to preemptively preface this next comment, knowing that it's old. It's very.
I just
very
want to
old.
jump in because I did hear Josh say something to
Okay.
me.
Someone,
Josh asked a question that's relevant to this. Who ruined it?
yeah, because if you're not inviting them over anymore, someone ruined it.
I have an answer.
Oh, you do.
Yeah, it's the truth. I'm going to get in trouble.
That's
I don't
all right.
care.
It's not obviously. He's not a friend.
Their wives.
Oh.
And not
That
all their
makes sense.
wives, but certain wives. It was just like not exactly.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
But I mean, I don't right now. If there is a social situation that is on neutral ground, I'm all in. So it's friendship on the acquaintance level of friendship, and I am blissfully comfortable with that to the
Is it-
extent where I can linger for an hour and a half after I
that's
play
at
golf.
a neutral location. What I was going to say before, it's a very old reference, but I think it applies here. There's a Charlie Chaplin movie called City Lights where there's a drunkard, a town drunkard, very rich, but he's only friends with the little tramp when he's drunk. Do you think this could be alcohol fuel?
No,
This could be a
I know what
Charlie
this is.
Chaplin discussion. Jeez.
Just move
No,
on
Mike,
past it. Move past it.
Mike,
This
I'm
is
just
like-
talking about the
Rob,
template of
Josh,
being
when you
friends
played
when
that
you're-
Katie clip for me, this is true. This is what it is.
Oh yeah. I sent Mike a message over the weekend of from Cake and Cookies.
And
Right.
what was that?
You're
Maybe we'll
talking
bring it up
about
tomorrow.
something. All right. Here it is. Yeah, Katie's coming on tomorrow.
No,
No,
Oh,
just the
okay.
clip.
no. Maybe we'll
the
play
clip.
that clip tomorrow.
But do you
okay.
think these are alcohol-fueled interactions, is what I'm saying?
No, you know what this is? This is the point of a neutral location is Mike needs an exit.
That's
If
a
it's
good
at
point.
his home, he can't shut down the party.
And the thing about the relationships, I thoroughly enjoy my time after playing the golf game. I really do. But there are degrees of that, and depending on who you play with, that means the exit strategy can be sooner or later. So that's
As
how
a
that
rule,
rolls.
do the friends or acquaintances, do they leave the neutral location before you, or do you leave
There are
before them?
people that they're all on their own time clock.
But you
which
can
is
sort of
another
pick out
blissful
which is,
thing.
You can sort
Every-
of pick out who's going to do it, though, right? Because they have a
And
reputation.
it depends on Friday. Friday's a lingering day in many cases, and I have lingered, but I don't linger nearly as much as I used to. And then there are the old guys that wait till the bet is settled, and then they are literally standing up as the bets are settled and and they're gone.
Okay.
They fly. They fly after that. So
But Mike,
that's
betting is illegal at Bushwood, and I never slice.
and I never slice. But it's very comfortable for me, and I like that. We went to an event, I'll talk about it later on, with my son, where there were the younger parents with the kids his age, that we all gathered on, was it Saturday night? I think it was Saturday night, and fish out of water. Could not get out of there soon enough. Could not possibly get out of there soon enough.
I've been to those.
That was the type of thing. But getting back to you and Josh. So I wrote this down after Josh mentioned it, that Josh's wife believes you two are now best friends. And I have noticed the connection between you two, which is very, very significant. And it seems to be very, very strong. And I agree that you guys are like the buddies now, because I don't. It was like a month and a half ago, I started noticing it, that you guys are best pals. But I have a test of this.
All right.
We're doing an appearance up in Virginia. We're coming up there the weekend of May 3rd for the Kentucky Derby party at Jimmy's Old Town Tavern, and the living circumstances. Josh, where are you staying when you go up there? I bet you've made your arrangements already.
I have. I am staying at the same hotel as you.
Oh, okay.
Does that mean we failed the test?
Yeah, I thought you'd be staying at Rob's house.
No, Rob's staying with us in the hotel.
That's right. The first night I'll be in Mike's room. Second night I'll be in Josh's room.
No, wait. Be
Hold on,
serious.
hold on.
Be
No,
serious.
we're not. No, Rob's staying at home. I'm staying
Yeah.
at the hotel.
Oh, okay. Then I am. I thought that you would be going to Rob's house,
My house is not great for overnighters. It's just not the best,
even with the kids out.
especially with the kids out. It's not.
Explain that, please. Is it a mess?
It is. It would require getting either guest room now that I have. Well, I guess Robert's room is not a guest room since he still legally lives here. But Julia's room would require, there's stuff stored in there. Stuff would have to be moved, and it's not ideal. I did offer to pick each of you up at the airport.
Yeah,
And,
that's
and
legit.
that was not
Yes, that's
that was
legit.
not split between not just well. If Josh, I would have gotten a nicer car, but I would have driven either of you from the airport. So-
I'm surprised, because I really thought as soon as you came in here saying that why does your wife believe you two are best buds?
I think because we text throughout the day, whether it's
Yeah.
about the show or
Goofy
other
stuff.
things. Yeah.
We have
Yeah,
to
you
plan
guys like
our
to
made,
text. You
we
guys
have
like
to
to
plan
text.
our made for Netflix movies that we watch together.
Right.
But that's cool, and that's good for the show, and so that's a good thing. And I know you don't include me on all those, which is thank God for that, because
Well,
I
that's-
think that's probably where it started.
Yeah.
yeah, because even when it gets on a show text, which is
Yeah, you don't want that.
and Carla and me and Rob, that is that gets to be a little crazy for me. Even when I'm sitting there like at 8 o'clock in the evening, and that seems to be a very busy time between 7 and 9 when we're going back and forth. But I really thought
not as busy as it used to be.
What are you referring to with that?
Is that we'd get a lot of show-related texts in the evening.
You mean like the old show?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be. Oh, that's a different story altogether.
Very different. Well, actually, that sort of predates texting, doesn't it?
It does. Those are phone calls.
Phone calls. Ugh.
Last one I can remember was when Carl and I moved in together. Anyway,
so it was like a congratulations.
That affected the show.
We'll go with that. No, I should have let people know. Anyway, this is going deep. He's got me weak today. He's got me weak.
No, I don't. You know what? That's not what I wanted.
No,
it's not exactly what I wanted at all.
But no, I
think I've told you about it, haven't I, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you about that one.
I'd say our friendship has gone far enough that I have invited Rob on vacation.
Yeah.
There you go. That is a big deal. That is a big deal. And I, getting back to the whole discussion of friendships with the golf guys where there's no real commitment, my sister constantly travels and vacations with friends. Always. I just don't have the chip where I would be able to do it. I've had guests come to my house and stay often. So I've done that.
You're a lovely entertainer, Mike. Your house is beautiful.
And you guys have come down, and that's cool. But the idea of getting on a plane and going somewhere with another couple, outside of my sister and my brother-in-law and my mother-in-law and her beau, probably not something and even that is not
I think
ideal.
that
my sister and her brother and my brother-in-law probably would be number one on the hit parade. I'm very comfortable because we've been doing it
you
for
and I
years.
could travel together. We have for many years. Although if we hit a destination, we definitely want our time apart.
Yeah, but you would know that and I would know that. So we would be, and we've traveled for the show
for years,
routinely.
Quarter of a century.
As I've mentioned before, Josh, Rob, when you're on the road, any kind of road trip, if we put some of the ideas in place that we are trying to put in place right now, there's nobody better. It would be hysterically fun, and that I would never give up on. But I really love the idea of on my own terms. That's the way. On my own terms.
Has there been anybody, I'll just say in the last 15 years, because that's the approximate age of the podcast.
Yeah.
Has there been anyone in the last 15 years that comes or goes that would qualify as a friend? Like a friend?
There is.
Okay,
it
good.
has to do with our derby party. Because I'm here to tell you.
Mr. C.
I will be rooming with my son and my wife with Jimmy Cerrito when I come up to Northern Virginia. I will be staying at Jimmy's house.
I did not know that. And you've stayed there before. Yeah.
By the way, someone should have told Jimmy, and part of Jimmy's deal is that he's flying Josh and me in.
Yeah.
Somebody should have told Jimmy that perhaps he would have wanted to jump in and mention the fact that he's got United miles that he would have used for our flights before I booked my flight. That might have been a good idea, for Jimmy.
Jimmy, I haven't booked mine yet.
Okay, so yours will be covered, I suppose.
And he's going to give me
wants to do.
The cash equivalent of a flight, which I think is fair.
I didn't know that, you lucky dog.
That's not true.
That's pretty good. So yeah, we had that conversation, and then I didn't even hesitate because I've stayed at Jimmy's before, but usually in a state of disrepair.
Have you seen the new kitchen?
I have not seen the new kitchen.
It's a knockout.
Didn't I have a bad hangover and I woke up to Jimmy coloring at his table one time? That was
That's
fun.
what you claimed.
He was coloring.
I know. I'm kidding.
Woke up in the middle of the day. So that's what's happening. By the way, that is our Kentucky Derby party. I think we'll be mentioning it during the show.
Yeah, it's later on.
Should be fun. But yeah, as far as friends are concerned, that's the way I linger with friends. And the idea of the it's my own social anxiety more than anything. It requires I am perfectly able to get along with anybody in any social situation in any location. What I am uncomfortable with is that level of commitment to
intimacy.
Someone. No, Not intimacy, ass.
No,
It's-
intimacy meaning like you're
No.
totally open with them.
No,
you know.
I'm not. No, intimacy. I can have an intimate discussion with somebody, but the idea of the lack of freedom to choose when I'm on vacation, I want to be on vacation,
Right.
And I've worked collaboratively for my entire career. There are only a few instances where I've done it all on my own, and even that would be sort of a collaborative thing.
Yeah.
When I had a recording studio and I had people come in and I worked with them, that's the way I prefer to work. But as far as socially, I like to be 100% on my own and then meet people that I can develop a quick little afternoon friendship with and then never see them again. Does that make me abnormal?
No, you're just like any character on White Lotus.
Have you watched the new one?
It's not dropped yet. I
No,
watched.
it did.
Okay.
Oh, it did last night.
The first episode dropped over the weekend.
Oh, because I
Really?
watched.
I watched
binged,
it last night.
I binged seasons 1 and 2 over the last week to be ready for the new one.
Did you never watch it before?
No, I'd watched it, but I hadn't watched it since it was new.
Okay, all right. So you
And
got
I
the
think that
Jennifer
I-
Coolidge, who my son's new impression. That's fantastic.
I really wonder if the show is going to be able to hold water without Jennifer Coolidge
I
because
think
she's so great.
The first episode seems like it has a nice setup.
Yeah,
good.
that's a franchise. That's a really solid franchise that they
And a lot of Arnold's son.
Oh,
Oh, I
Patrick
forgot he's in it.
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, Patrick.
who's a dreamboat, right?
You get to see a lot of him.
Oh, do you see his wiener?
You do.
Oh dear, I don't need that.
See, Mike is not ready for that intimacy yet.
No. No, I'm really not. And I like the excitement of meeting like another couple somewhere where you chat and have something in
swap.
common with people. But I know that if it was
Keys
like
in a bowl.
no, if it's like two, three nights, I'm done. I'd immediately
you-
start to find fault.
Would you describe? Well, that's the magic right there. But
No.
are you the?
No, yes.
Are you the weirdly classified person as the introverted extrovert?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not
And I
like
think that's a
not
sign
like
of it.
some people we've worked with.
No.
I am gregarious at a party. I like to engage. I look forward to it. I have social anxiety prior to it happening, usually. But as soon as I arrive, I do very, very well. I just don't. The idea of morning and a guest room and hi, how are you?
Good
And,
morning.
I don't like that. Kathy does it all the time. Kathy might be on a vacation like her 8th in a row with her friend that they go away. They go away
And
down
what's
to
his
the
name?
Caribbean. That's funny. That's funny. I like that. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting.
You
know,
and your
it's
sister are quite different.
Yes, in many, many ways. She was a
And
better student. I was not the student. She has a better academic resume than I do. She has lifelong friends that she is constantly engaging with more than her brother. And
Yet she came from the same household, the same Cape in
She
in
looks totally
Glastonbury.
different, as you will agree, right?
Yeah. But I'm just wondering why you would be so socially different.
It's a good
It's weird.
question.
I mean, because it goes back to nature versus nurture, but you had the same nature and nurture.
You could
Maybe-
put me on a psychiatrist's couch,
Yeah.
and you could break down what I am drawn to socially, and I would guarantee you that the type of individual that I am drawn to is 8 out of 10 times bad news. My whole life, I've liked the flashy, obnoxious, loud person at the party. I'm like a moth to a flame.
It's true though.
I will be engaged in a social situation at a cocktail party,
Right.
and I will hear two people that, let's say, are highly educated, very bright people talking about their businesses, and I will fall sound asleep. But you get the guy with the hairy chest and the gold chains that comes in and farts, and I will laugh out loud.
Al
at it.
Czervik.
I'm not proud of it.
No.
Yeah, in Caddyshack, I would have said I'd like to sit at his table.
Did somebody step on a duck?
I would.
Yeah. Well, that's
And
where the
those
fun
type
is,
of
yeah.
people you burn on very quickly because they're obnoxious. That's the way it goes. I'm not proud of that. It's embarrassing, actually, to tell that story, because the fact is that I go back and I look at friends that I've had, some of them that I still have,
Yes.
and others that have gone by the by, and there's always been that thread. You know that, Rob. You've known me for 35 years.
I know.
You know
One
the type
name-
of people that I hang out with, right?
One name pops to mind. Porno Dan.
Yeah.
No, there's no way in the world
There you go.
you should have even
But that
shaken
was- that
hands
was-
with Porno Dan.
That was through another friend, though.
but still,
But it still was.
it
There
still
I
counts.
was.
Yeah.
There I was, and I look back on that with
Some
just-
mid-charting
I'm
East-
mortified.
Some mid-ranking Eastern European pornographer.
Just mortified with that.
Come to my condo in Fairfax.
So is there one of these old guys at the golf club that you and him are getting into trouble together?
No.
I think that and that's where the age comes in, Josh.
Yes.
I think, and that's a great question, because I think when you're slowing down is when I had over the last month or so probably one or two conversations where we were just taking a drive down nostalgia road, talking about old TV, talking about the way it used to be, and we were a bunch of old farts sitting at the table, and that was it.
Did at any point did he bring up the phrase separate but equal?
No, that did not happen.
Good.
But,
That's good.
But back in the day, it used to be, and I still, if you get me into a large party and there's somebody who is flashy, and I don't say flashy as much as just gregarious.
So not
I like
not-
the overly gregarious guys.
Not like Liberace or Fred Schneider, just a regular.
But I mean, I would have been, if I had chosen a different area of show business,
Yeah.
and I had gone into like television or movies or anything like that, even if it's behind the scenes, I'd be dead, because that's like 99% of the people out there, right? When you're doing that, and it would just be I would be nuts. I
Yeah.
would be nuts. I love flamboyance. I love that. I love somebody that bucks the system.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just it's kind of weird. It's weird. I don't know if it's good for me. I think it's bad for me.
It can't
when
be
you really
good.
Think about
it can't
that.
be good. And it also encourages behavior in others that most people don't want to see.
And as I get older, I value the guys that are really good family people, and that have great families and are very solid. And I love the coaching world. I love these guys that are so involved with their kids that they coach them, and they're there and they're involved. And Carla and you could throw golf out tomorrow and give me a choice of golf or following my kid around to these various sporting, and I'd say, bye, golf, see you later, it's been fun, because it's so joyful for me to be at every single thing if I can for him. At the same time, I'll miss it because I'm involved in golf right now. I'll miss it if there's a tournament or something.
Okay, let's say you give up golf.
Yeah.
And you're following him from game to game, and one of the other coaches is dressed up like a rowdy Roddy Piper, very flamboyant. Would you be drawn to that coach?
There is Josh, you might be able to relate to this. There is probably, first of all, we are trained about it. We're trained about to recognize, certain ways of dealing with youth. Teachers get it.
Right.
Coaches get it. Mentors get it. Because there are, I am very wary and very mindful of the type of individuals that have been known to gravitate towards kids' sports, youth groups in church, schools. It happens all the time.
A little too friendly.
A little too friendly, and I'm very mindful of that. Mm-hmm. And you look around at different things, and you're very aware of that. But at the same time, I think the vast majority, like in life, the vast majority of people are doing it for the right reason. And I admire the dads that get out there and take the time to coach their kids. I think it's a really
Mike,
cool thing.
I come from a broken home, but I'm very proud of the fact that I didn't encounter any of that while I was achieving my Eagle Scout status. I found everyone to be helpful.
Scouting.
Yeah, I loved scouting.
That's as creepy as it gets, as far as I'm concerned. Because
I know.
would that be probably, statistically speaking, one of the worst organizations as far
Keep
as
in mind, Mike,
statistics go for
sometimes-
creepy dudes?
Go
We
ahead,
also have the
Josh.
Catholic Church.
I was going to say troops
Catholic
are
Church would be
oftentimes
number one. You're right.
Well,
Catholic
but some
Church would be
troops
number
are
one.
sponsored by the church, and that's like double jeopardy right there.
Right.
You got to watch out. I'm not really an Eagle Scout. I never did any scouting, but my son was a Cub Scout for a year, and I didn't care for the Scoutmaster. Let me just say, I didn't care for the cut of his jib.
Now, what do you mean by that, though?
He seemed awfully
There must be a
friendly.
reason for that.
Yeah, he seemed awfully friendly. Just maybe
Like
a little
pedo-friendly?
you get a feeling. You just, he was just so, friendly. Little too open to the kids, I think. I didn't like it. So we got him out. But he looked great in the uniform.
One of
my
the
son.
great truths of society is that that those guys that do that don't last long in prison. That to me is one of the great true justices of our society. That those guys
Scoutmasters.
the guys that go in, the pedos that go in
Yeah.
there don't last very long. I think that is poetic justice in every possible
If you
way. I really
go into
enjoy
jail
that.
like for kiting checks, you might be okay. But
Exactly.
You don't
Exactly.
want to do the other, yeah.
That's the way-
That was a plot they cut from this movie Stir Crazy.
There's a guy online that is a former jailbird who is
Okay, Grandpa.
He has really he's all tatted up, and he does real shorts on, I think they're Instagram shorts that he has, and they come out there and it's like, this guy isn't gonna last 5 minutes, and he does all his. I'll give Josh some clips tomorrow to play of this guy.
That's scary. That's scary.
Because he talks about exactly what happens when these guys get into each other. If you thought you knew about prison, all you have to do is listen to this guy and hear him describe the rules and how it works and what you're supposed to do. It is not a place that any average schmo wants to go into, because it is a very, very scary environment with their own set of rules. And
2.5 days is enough for me, and I wasn't even in the big clink.
You were in the tank, right?
I was in the tank, but I had my own. Mike, I'll always remember.
Back when
this.
Rob was drinking, he spent an
cell-
overnight.
and then a couple days and 2 days after.
Did you
that,
spend
too.
2 nights in the clink?
Yeah, because that was my sentence.
Were you in a community
No,
cell?
I will always remember this. I was in my own cell, and someone had scratched into the paint Cypress Hill. So at least I was among music lovers.
Wow.
It was not great. They took my shoelaces away.
Wow.
Mike, I went.
I love hearing about that. Can we set aside one segment in this show
Sure.
to talk about your jail experience, which
Anytime.
you never opened up about?
Yeah.
That would be awesome. I would
Yeah.
love to do that. We'll do that after the news. I think that's a really cool idea. Now I want to stampede through the rest of
And
the
now
show.
we'll do
'cause
it
I
right
wanna get
away.
to it. What's that?
Yeah, we'll do it right away.
We'll do it right away. Yes, absolutely. Let's take a break, and we will
yes.
come back with the news. And then later on, I want to hear about Rob talking about, because I think it's in the past now. You don't you're not espousing it by any chance.
It was 8 months ago. It's in the rearview mirror.
Yeah, and I'll talk about another video I saw where how to handle a DUI checkpoint that I found fascinating. I'm not sure if it's really true or not. We'll take a break, come back with more fun and thrills. You're listening to the Mike O'Mara Show.
Where was that 30 years ago?
Yeah, really? Would have helped you, Rob. As you go through life, you got to deal with a lot of garbage. And as a certified adult, I don't have the time to always go to the store to buy trash bags. I mean, hey, I work for a living, okay? I hate garbage, but I love rubbish. Allow me to explain.
What?
This podcast is sponsored by Rubbish. You take out the trash 8,000 times in your life, and Rubbish makes the best garbage bags on the planet that make trash day way better. Examples: they are compostable, non-toxic, and PFAS-free. They donate 10% of their bags to charity. Plus, they have a new funny saying on the bags in every box, so trash day is less painful and more enjoyable.
See?
Rubbish was founded by the goal of solving all of your garbage-related problems. These bags are amazing. They feel superior because they are superior. So you can either pay $20 a month for a streaming service you don't watch, or way less than $20 a month for hilarious jokes on garbage bags. So the choice is pretty easy. They have a sense of humor. I love that.
That's great. That's great.
You deserve the best garbage bags money can buy. So Rubbish created them. Rubbish is running a 30% off sale, but you can get an extra 5% off by going to rubbishhome.com and using the code TMOS. That's an extra 5% off for a total of 35% off your order if you go to rubbishhome.com and use our code TMOS. Do that today, ladies and gentlemen.
And Mike, remember, that's rubbish with 2 B's.
Yes, not 1 B.
No.
That would be rubish.
Rubish.
We get a little rubish on this show once in a while. It just happens. It just happens without us even knowing it. Someone asked the internet, what is the one word you can never spell correctly? And the responses were relatable.
Okay.
I got them all here. I'm just trying to go through
Can I ask one before you start? Because there's
Sure,
one
go
that
right
always
ahead.
screws me up. License. Like
Let me see if
driver's
that's on
license.
here. Let me see.
That always throws me. And it shouldn't, because I can picture it in my head, but I tend to type it wrong.
I don't have it on here. You got to give it to me.
Okay, license.
License.
I believe. Yeah, I believe that's right.
Is that it?
Yeah, I always want to put an S up front.
All right, so as a preemptive strike, tomorrow is a Wednesday in February.
Mm-hmm.
And those are both tough. I write it every day, so every week, so I know Wednesday.
Yeah.
WDNESDAY. How
Named
about
after
February?
the Greek god Woden. Yeah.
And you missed an E there.
Oh, that's right. WEDNESDAY.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Thank you, Josh.
You were just acting like the Philadelphia mayor there for a little bit.
February. Spell February.
Well, it's February. February.
Hemorrhoids. I'll do
Mike?
this with Rob because I think Rob's the right guy to do this with.
Do you have to? Do people have to spell that enough that it comes up on their list?
Well, I think it's like diarrhea. It's difficult.
Mike,
I really do.
It's very different than diarrhea.
Well, no, I mean, but the spelling I'm talking about. Come on.
Is it HEMMERHOIDS?
HEMORRHOIDS. I would never get that right.
Oh, I totally blew that. Sorry, folks.
Alcohol.
Spell it. You bet. ALCOHOL.
You got that one. Nauseous.
NASEA.
NAUSEOUS.
Damn it.
This one's easy. Definitely.
Oh, DEFINITELY.
You got it. Privilege.
PRIVELEDGE.
Wrong. PRIVILEGE. And I put D's in it before, like privilege.
D's nuts.
D's. Refrigerator.
REFRIGERATOR.
You got it. Most people put a D.
Yeah, because they spell
like the
fridge.
fridge.
Yeah.
You're doing pretty well so far.
I'll take
Restaurant. I know that one.
RESTAURANT.
Rhythm.
I've got it. RHYTHM.
Conscientious.
Oy. CONSCIENC. What was it? Conscientious?
Conscientious.
Okay. CON.
You were rolling. You're conscientious.
And then end it with ESS.
CONC. Perhaps not the best thing to do on my current condition. CONSCIENTIOUS.
Oh, I missed the T. Okay.
Seize.
They're
Like I'm
everywhere.
going to seize before this show is over.
I was
Because I
thinking
didn't bring my liquid IV and I just brought my cup of coffee. And now, between the DayQuil and the coffee, I am so dehydrated right now that I can hardly open my mouth. It's ridiculous.
SEIZE. Great Scrabble word.
SEIZE is correct. Receipt.
RECEIPT.
Hold on just a second. I
All
gotta
right.
do this. Hey, Michael, come here. Well, if you have the winter break, you might as well take advantage of it, right?
This is winter. This would almost be spring break.
Would
Well,
you
it's
make
still
me-
February.
Would you make me a liquid IV? Do you know how to make a liquid IV with a big, tall red cup? Can you make me one and bring me one? Because I'm still feeling a little rough. Is your buddy coming over today? Yeah. Okay, I can't breathe on either one of you yet.
Find Michael. Find the bottle that says Captain Morgan. He can spell.
Rob, Jesus Christ. Captain Morgan.
A little under the weather today.
You guys do whatever you want.
Need to talk to the captain.
Go ahead and play. Play. Embarrass.
EMBARRASS.
That's good. You got it right.
Thanks.
I'm sorry. I'm all
Hey,
up.
I'm going to have another liquid IV. Guess what's for lunch today? Eggs.
Morgan.
We're going to have eggs.
Let me tell you about funny. Funny is picking the right booze. And Captain Morgan was the funny booze that got me off track. That's funny. Accommodate.
Accommodate. ACCOMMADATE.
No, it's an O. ACCOMMODATE.
And it's funny because we said that. Accommodate.
I'm not going to use occasionally. I got that one.
Okay.
Necessary.
It's very Nessa, Mike. NECESSARY.
You got it. Boutonniere.
Flour. BOUTENIERE.
Almost. BOUTONNIERE. Boutonniere.
Boutonniere.
Only 3 left. Convenience. That's easy.
Yeah, pass. Pass
All
on
right.
that.
Diarrhea. My all-time
It's a hard one.
difficult one to write, and I've written a lot of stories about diarrhea, and I never spell it correctly.
DIAHREAH. Oh.
DIARRHEA.
You know, it's
Isn't
the full
that hard?
It's the full given name of
See how Michael did with my liquid IV.
spicy.
Oh, that's good booze. All right.
Mike,
Very good.
diarrhea is actually the first name of Rhea Perlman. She
The
did not take that as a stage name.
The first one is maintenance.
Oh, MAINTENANCE or ENCE. ANCE.
That wasn't as good as I thought. I'm sorry.
You would have liked it if I'd messed up more. I messed up just enough to make
No,
it bad.
it was interesting. I found it, well, it's just a bowl of okay. J.D. Power has released its 2025 U.S. vehicle dependability study.
Now, he's our vice president. What does he care about that?
J.D. Vance dependability study analyzed the durability of 3-year-old cars from the model year 2022. Lexus was the top-ranking brand for a 3rd consecutive year. It was followed by, how about this, Buick.
Wouldn't you
Surprise?
really rather have a Buick?
These are the most reliable.
I feel like
Buick,
the people that own those cars never drive those cars.
a lot of them
Well,
down
no
here.
one drives the Buick. The Buick doesn't get driven.
No,
it
no, I
stays in
mean-
the carport.
Exactly. They drive it to the grocery store and back.
Yeah.
I think Buick is, I think, in my opinion, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, the Buick is the unsung hero of American automakers, because I rented one up in Boston one time. I found it to be an absolutely delightful automobile.
It's easy
in
to make
every
fun
way.
of it. It's easy to make fun of like the Skylark or the old Buicks, but
Yeah.
the last time I had auto work done, I rented a Lucerne, a Buick Lucerne, which sounds like a pile of ice cream, but it was a really nice car. I'll give
I
it.
had an Enclave, the big SUV Buick, and it was fantastic.
I hope it wins Best Picture.
Another car that I think does not get, as far as price point,
Yeah.
Mazda. Mazda is number 3 in reliability, followed by Toyota. And here's the biggest surprise. I would think a Cadillac would get clunky after a while, but that's coming in at number 4.
Cadillacs have a reputation of holding up really well if you maintain them.
Of all 30
they require
brands,
a lot
dependability, which one ranked last? in
I
your
have a
opinion?
2022 car.
Yes?
Where does Ford rank on your list? Hopefully not last.
It was not last. It was not first. It was not on the list. But I
Okay.
have the, but let's see. I have the.
I'll say the last, Mike, is Suzuki.
That is incorrect, but that's a good guess.
Thank you.
I don't think do they even make them anymore?
Maybe not, but maybe they did 3 years ago.
I don't know. I didn't know they made Mazda.
The last ranked car for dependability, Volkswagen.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
You always hear how they'll run forever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I had one, and I kind of liked it. I thought it was pretty well built. But
My
You
my
had the
daughter
thing,
just bought
didn't you?
a Volkswagen Bug.
a Bug.
Oh,
the
She just bought a
Volkswagen ranked
20-year-old
last.
car.
Chrysler was next worst, followed by Jeep. You always hear Jeep on
Jeep,
this list.
so much trouble.
Audi. I hear a lot of bad things about Audi, and Land Rover.
Yeah, I believe that. Subaru anywhere on the list? Because I drive a 3-year-old Subaru.
But I bought Carla a used Land Rover, and I will tell you this, that nothing is truer than that car.
Yeah.
An Albatross, an absolute financially devastating automobile.
I've got a
The
Jeep in the
O'Mara house.
driveway now, waiting for the tow truck to come pick it up to
It's
get repaired.
terrible. Jeeps are terrible. You see them all the time. They fall apart.
I was allowed to drive that Land Rover. I was not
Rob,
impressed.
I'm surprised that your favorite car, Subaru, is not on the list as reliable. I didn't.
Well, I mean, I think
dependability.
maybe it's just not tested because it's great. I've never had to do anything to it. It's awesome.
unless you flip it.
They flip it.
Congresswoman Claudia Tenney out of New York has proposed a new bill which would make President Trump's birthday a federal holiday.
All right.
Trump was born on June 14th, and this year he'll be 79. There's just one problem. June 14th is already Flag Day, which isn't an official federal holiday,
No.
just an observance. Tenney says the holiday could be renamed Trump's Birthday and Flag Day.
That's a good idea.
At least it
Direct-
didn't end up on the 19th.
To recognize Trump as the founder of America's golden age. How can it be a golden age when he just got into office?
These are the people that make Republicans look stupid. Just like the guy from Georgia
Yes.
who put the bill in for change Greenland to red, white, and blue land.
I know.
Yes.
I know. It's it's where we are. It's where we are as a society, and we're just going to have to
Just-
deal with that.
Remember, folks, sleight of hand. When you're forced to look somewhere else when the real action is going on somewhere else.
Yes, that's it. That's
just
it.
Keep,
Sleight of
keep
hand.
your eye on the prize. Keep your eye on the prize.
Absolutely. If you're a fan of the hazelnut spread Nutella, I am.
Yes.
It's wonderful. I have two pieces of news for you today, one sad, one somewhat uplifting.
Okay.
First, the sad news. The Italian chemist who's credited with inventing Nutella passed away on Valentine's Day.
Mike, that's so sad.
His name, Rob?
Yes.
Francesco Rivella.
What do you do with the hazelnut? You grind them up.
You change it to make it like my name. It's a Nutella. He's been in the sweets business since 1952 when he began working at Ferrero, the Italian chocolate company.
Sure.
Francesco was considered the father of Nutella and played a crucial role in perfecting the recipe. He also came up with the name. It was first introduced all the way back in 1964. I
It's funny
did
that-
not know that.
It's true that they called him the father of Nutella, Mike. I was actually at the birth. And
Yeah, it's really you got confused because
Yeah.
you thought somebody had an accident.
yeah, and he said, taste it. I said, get out of here.
Come on. The somewhat uplifting news is that Francesco lived to be 97 years old. And while it's unclear how often he ate Nutella, it's probably fair to say he enjoyed a decent amount of it and apparently had no impact on his longevity.
Hear, hear.
Still, it's a little bittersweet that Francesco died on Valentine's Day. And
Did he
just
make
over-
money off Nutella?
I
Or
don't
did
know.
the chocolate maker get all the money?
Probably. I would assume Ferrero probably cleaned up on this guy's
Yeah.
invention. Well, it was just over a week after World Nutella Day, which was celebrated on February 5th.
Yeah.
What's your best use for Nutella, Rob Spiewak?
It's a little unorthodox, but vanilla ice cream with Nutella on it is amazing. It's got it's sort of chocolatey, but it plays really good with the vanilla flavor.
I use it as a lubricant. Did you ever wonder why?
That you can eat.
Yes, that you can eat. Finally today, did you ever wonder why, how, why, how, where, who?
Yep.
Let's start that again, shall we?
Please.
Did you ever wonder how Conway Twitty got his name?
I never did, honestly.
I didn't either. I'll share it with you anyway.
Mike, I just want people to know that if you want hot, late-breaking news, this is the show to listen to.
Finally today, Harold Jenkins was Conway Twitty's real name.
True enough.
Hello, darling. Conway here. Hello, darling. Nice to see you.
Mike,
It's been a long time.
that's
I
too
like
old. For Josh, you need to sing tight-fitting jeans.
Yes, she came across walking in those tight-fitting jeans. Hello, darling. Conway here. Let me whisper. Do you have Redneck and Love-Making Night by any
I'll have to
chance?
see what Twitty I have. I'm not a big Twitty enthusiast. But
Hey,
I'll see.
baby, I'm Conway. I was a country DJ for a very
Yes.
brief time in my career on the eastern shore of the state of Maryland.
Yep.
But I will tell you, I was fascinated and I enjoyed the music of Mr. Conway Twitty. I really did.
He wrote his own stuff. Singer-songwriter, very talented, and he had Mike. He had his own theme park.
Twitty City.
That's right. It was on his own property.
An old video is making the rounds again where Conway is talking with David Letterman and explaining the origin of his very original name. He said, I thought disc jockeys back in the 50s got so many records every week they'd get 50, 60 new records, and they had to decide what they were going to play. And I thought, well, maybe with an interesting name like Elvis Presley, they might play it. That was his methodology. But he still couldn't come up with a name, so out of desperation, he opened a map up in 1957 and started looking around the Memphis area where he's from. And the first town that jumped out at him was Conway, Arkansas.
Oh, I bet he took that and made it his first name.
The next town he saw was Twitty, Texas. And that's why he called himself Conway Twitty.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
It's been a long time. You're just as lovely.
Lovely.
Beautiful hair on Conway Twitty, too.
Well, anyway, it was Conway Twitty. The rest is history. And I decided we are
What?
always looking for a little edge on the Mike O'Mara show. So I said to myself, Self, how about you do the same thing? Whip open a map. And I'm not going to limit it to the Memphis area. I'm going to go over the whole country.
Wow.
And that's why I've done the same thing for my name. And this will no longer be the Mike O'Mara show because yours truly,
Yes.
you can refer to me as Bald Knob Effingham. Thank you. Kentucky and Indiana. If you were
I'm
keeping
not so
track.
sure we can fit that in a jingle.
Hey, it's the Bald Knob Effingham show.
Here's Baldham to
Bald
play
Knob.
music for Bald Knob.
You
Effingham.
can call me Knob. Knob Effingham.
Here's Knob to play music for you.
How you doing, man? I'm Knob Effingham. Nice to see you. We'll take a break. Come back with Rob's jail. Anyway, the time is now. Grab the official TMOS Loud Cup. The loudest vessel in town. This 20-ounce insulated cup keeps drinks hot or cold. No frozen hands. Comes in 3 awesome colors. Best part, it's proudly stamped with the TMOS logo. You're seeing them everywhere. I can't believe Jack Nicholson had one at the SNL 50 reunion. He blew it at Kyle Mooney. You see, this cup doesn't just hold drinks, everybody. It makes noise. Fill it with your favorite beverage, then blow into the back to activate the horn. The harder you blow, the louder it gets. Most people will think you're just sipping. Here's a surprise. It fits standard cup holders for on-the-go fun, and the snap-fit lid keeps spills at bay. Rob loves his. He fills it up with meringue before he hits the highlight matches in Fort Lauderdale.
Get it?
Ha ha. Get your TMOS Loud Cup now. Go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and hit the store and get loud. Get loud.
Yeah,
so, we're not advocating this kind of behavior.
No, far from it.
I was watching a video that says this is how you should behave at a DUI checkpoint. Guy pulls up to the checkpoint, rolls down his window just a crack, and he says, I think he initiates it. He said, I just want you to know before we get started here that I do not consent to any search or seizure. So, yes, can I have your license, please? Yes. And I said, yes, before I show you my license, I also note at the advice of my lawyer, I am not going to answer any questions. Takes his, he said, have you, and he shows him the license. He said, okay, sir. Have you had anything to drink tonight? He's totally silent. And the cop says, go ahead. Now, when you got popped because you had a little too much, and we don't advocate for that.
I don't like that plan. That seems like that's going to annoy the cop.
Yeah, I think you got to be nicer than that. I wouldn't either. No, and didn't.
I wouldn't do it. But I mean, you don't. It takes quite a bit of you got those guys, the sovereign citizens down here that give the cops all the hard
it's that
times.
attitude.
It's the attitude. But anyway, did you get pulled over or did you get stopped at a point?
I got pulled over. I believe we were doing a T-shirt signing, and it might have been in Champions.
And you lingered a little longer?
Lingered a little longer, and then on the way home, I took a turn in downtown Fairfax, which is a lovely little villa, and I hit the curb. And the
two kids.
No kids. It was just a misjudged turn. And I got
something
up,
he would have done in any circumstance anyway, sober or
precisely.
with alcohol.
Well, sober, I would have hit the kids. I was swerving to miss them, and
It's terrible. It's terrible. You were very embarrassed. You kept it a
was.
secret for a long time. We
it
all
was
knew.
In 1994, I didn't talk about it on the air, but it was 1994 when it happened, and I did two. I seem to think I did 2 roadside sobriety tests. I don't think they made me do the walk or anything, but I did blow into the thing. And I got a 0.10 and a 0.12. And I think at that point, Virginia was 0.08. Might have been 0.10, but it was right around. I was right on the edge, but enough to be brought in. And so
16 times the legal limit.
How's that? I don't think that's right.
I'm just kidding.
You're not much of a math guy, are you?
I just wanted to talk quietly like this.
So they brought me into the Fairfax station, which is a beautiful facility. We came in.
I've been there, by the way. I've been there when I went on a ride along with Officer Meg. It's scary. Did they make that big clank sound when they shut the door to that building?
Well, before that, I had to get my paperwork drawn up and had my mugshot done, and I was printed. And one thing is, I can look back on this and laugh now. I do remember my convict number was 943321. I never got a copy of my mugshot, but I did smile for my mugshot.
So you were still buzzed.
I was still buzzed, and I do remember also when they
Were you terrified at any point?
Oh my God, I nearly messed myself. It was horrible. And
but not horrible enough to, if you're smiling at your mugshot, you've
trying to make the best of it,
and you've calmed down. Did anybody? The show was pretty well known at that point. Did anybody know who you were?
Nobody did. No, at that point, no. When I got my,
did you try?
Did you drop
try
name?
to tell people who you were?
Yeah, that's a great point.
No, I kept it as quiet as I could.
Okay.
Except for smiling at the mugshot, I might have been what was known as a model prisoner because I
were you considering dropping name at any point?
Keep in mind this is 31 years ago, so I don't have a crystal clear memory, but I don't think so. No.
Okay. All right. Just wondering.
I think the idea might have been broached after I was released while I was waiting to go to court, but it never came up. So when they had to take your belongings when you get checked in, like shoelaces and stuff, and they did take my shoelaces in my belt, they said when they gave it back to me, I remember them saying, okay, here is your wallet, here is your belt, here's your shoelaces, here are 17 Sharpie pens, because we're coming from a signing. And here's the best thing. Some listener had brought it. And here's your Sharpie pen, and here is your eye patch. These are the things that I had in my pocket when I was
Why
pulled.
did you have an eye patch?
It was brought to me by a listener at the signing, I think. Or we might have been on a pirate jag, who knows.
Okay.
So you get one call, and I didn't want to call my dad because that would be opening a tremendous can. I was 23 when this happened. So
That's sad that you didn't call your dad. I would have called a family member if he was close by.
I called my mom.
Oh, your mom. Okay.
Yeah.
Same thing.
And I said to her, because my dad might have been, no, he wasn't. He was still local. But I called my mom, and I started the conversation with something she always hates to hear. First of all, I'm all right. That already puts her on her heels. That's what I said when I flipped the car. When I called her, I said, first of all, I'm all right. And I went through the whole thing. And this is in the tank with other people around me, one payphone. And I get my chance.
Like you're in a room with a door on it.
No, it's with bars. And
so you're in a cell.
Yes, this is the tank before I got my cell. So I'm with other people.
How many people do you remember were in?
I think there was probably 6 of us in there. Plenty of room on the benches.
Anybody totally out of control or anything like that? Anybody weird?
No, I remember it mostly like being sad. There was a lot of sad people in there. I was sad.
Was that the first time you got raped?
Stop it. Okay, I consented.
All right.
But Mike, it was like you said earlier in the show. It was just a short friendship. I did not have an exit plan. But I called
You
my
did.
mom. And I talked her through it. And she said, well, good luck. And then she hung up on me.
Like angrily?
Yeah, she was not happy.
She was pissed.
Yeah, and there's no follow-up to goodbye because you don't have another car.
Ho.
Did she blame the
look
influence of Mike O'Mara?
No, I don't
Yeah,
think
blame it on me. So when that happened, when she said, well, good luck, was there any discussion of what you were going to, whether she was going to bail you out or any of that stuff?
not a word.
No,
left it to me to-
you told her the whole thing, and
Yep.
then she said, well, good luck.
Yep.
You're on your own, basically.
Had to take care of it. When I got pulled, I was being followed because we left in a sort of together. The car behind me had Jimmy the intern and Cannon Grace. And so they knew what was up, and I didn't have to call them. And I believe it was Cannon who was waiting for me the next day when I got put out, when I got processed, got my court date, and got released.
So they knew you were in the Who's.
Yeah, so they took me, well, they watched me get pulled. And so it was before cell phones. It was like before any age.
So they had obviously taken the initiative of calling to find out what's going on with you.
I
right?
believe so. Because I
That's
didn't have.
terrific, Cannon.
Yeah, that was an amazing thing. And
Did
so
they-
he
did
drove
they-
me.
Pull over to watch you go through like the test and all to see it. They wanted to see you in handcuffs.
No, I think, and I was never cuffed. I was too agreeable. But I don't think they ever got, I don't think they stuck around. I think they just saw it was going down and perhaps best that they
Pretty
got out of
rare
it,
that
too.
you're not cuffed. That's pretty good.
I don't remember being cuffed. So
Did you ride in the front seat also?
No, they had a child seat in the back for me. I was very young.
When you say you don't remember being cuffed,
Yeah.
that's a very weird answer. You don't remember being cuffed.
No, I mean, I would think if I was cuffed, I would remember. So
That's
I don't.
still not a good answer.
Okay, well, what answer do you want? I don't think I was cuffed.
It's kind of interesting that, that you say that way. You would definitively say, I wasn't cuffed.
The whole night, Mike, is a little blurry. So
Okay,
I can't.
there we go. Now we're talking. Yes, sir. All right,
So
I get it.
they take me there and they process me, and then they give me my court date. Cannon gets me, and I go to my car because my car is still on the side of the road in Fairfax.
Big Caprice classic.
I think like that. It was the brown one then. It was really an ugly car.
Yep.
And my court date came up, and I eventually did tell my father, and he arranged for me and paid for my lawyer. Thanks, Pop. Appreciate that. And I was told to be here at this time and to wear a suit and tie and look your best and, be very respectful. I said, okay. And I found out that the office of the attorney was literally across the street from the court. So you don't have to drive. You just go across the street. And I went in, and I was like the third or fourth on the docket. And he gave me I think it was technically 3 days, but it was only 2 nights. And they put me in the Cypress Hill jail cell all by myself. They took, Mike, and keep in mind, I was wearing a coat and tie, suit, the whole thing. They took my shoelaces, my belt, and my tie. So
This
I
is
couldn't-
after you were in the tank?
Yeah, this is
This is after court?
months later. Yeah, I had to go to a hearing to be sentenced. It's funny, isn't it?
No, it's just weird to think. So they convicted you,
Yeah,
and then you went to jail,
for about 2 days. Yeah,
the county jail.
the county jail. It was again very easy. I just had to. I was right
See,
there.
I thought you had stayed in the tank for 3 days.
No,
I didn't
no, no,
realize
no.
that you went through
I
the
was-
whole system.
I was released and then told when to come back. And I don't know. I think there was a.
Did you get a fine?
No, I was
Okay.
30 days without my license. And it could have been 60 days without my license if I wanted to just drive to work, but 30 days without.
So you were never in general population when you went into the jail.
No.
You just stayed in the cell by yourself.
Yeah, I didn't even no books, no nothing, just sat there.
No
I
friends?
What's that?
Couldn't make any new friends?
I
You
yelled
were
through
by
the
yourself?
bars. I yelled through the bars.
Did you
and
have a cot?
There was like a built-in bench, it was like a concrete bench in the room. It was almost like a prefab room.
And
It
you
was
stayed there for 2 nights?
2 nights, yeah.
Well,
It was
like without a
horrible.
bed?
Well, I mean, you could lay down on the bench.
But there was no bedding or anything like that?
No, I don't think so. It was sparse, man. It was really bad.
Wow.
I do remember one of my meals was a small elementary school sized thing of milk, bologna, and white bread. That was the meal they provided. That's the one I remember.
Your jail sounds like it's from the Andy Griffith Show.
Well, that
Like
was
it's
what
like
my
one
jail
room.
was. Yeah, but no, Aunt B didn't bring me fried
Do you
chicken.
have a toilet
Yes, there was a facility
in the
there.
cell?
Yes, and it
Did
was
you use
great
it?
all the time.
You blew that thing up.
I was hoping to get moved to a better cell.
Josh, isn't this the exercise of getting information out of Rob?
Yeah, you
isn't
gotta-
it weird?
yeah.
It's weird. He just doesn't. He's.
Well, I mean,
he is so defensive in his own little way. He won't give you detail.
I'll give you
it's
detail
very
on
different.
anything that I can remember. Shoot, I mean,
I would think you would remember more detail about not the DUI itself, but
Right.
after you got convicted,
Right.
To think that they would put you in 2 days and 2 nights without like a proper like bed or cot.
And I was also
Maybe you thought it was a bench, but it was really just a bed. Could you lie on it?
yeah.
It was a
You
bed.
could.
Was there a
Yeah.
pad on it?
Yes, there
So
was.
that was a bed, not a bench. Definitely.
Well, no, but you could sit on it like a bench too.
He's weird
Yeah,
that way. He doesn't
but I
want
can
to
go
say it's
sit
a
on my
bench.
bed also.
Okay, well, granted, but it looked more like a bed. When something is
You were in
big-
a legitimate jail cell with a toilet and a bed.
yes, yeah.
Okay.
But I mostly
just-
used it as a bench because with
And I just-
juts out as it wasn't like a piece of furniture. It was
No,
built
it's
in.
the traditional jail bed that you see in movies and TV shows, hanging on the wall.
No. It was seriously like built in. It was concrete. It was part of the structure.
sticking out of the wall.
Yeah,
out of the wall.
Yeah.
I just picture you trying to talk to anyone that walks past.
I didn't say a word for 2 days. I was so scared.
Did you have actual bars, or did you have a metal door with
I
like
had a metal
window in
door
it?
with a window with bars. And don't forget the slot. The slot is where they would slide the food in. There was a slot.
And was there any communication at all when you were in there?
Here's
Like
your
from
food.
the jailers?
No, there was no. There was
The screws?
The screws, Mike. They said. I remember him saying, "Here's your food," but that's it. It was horrifying.
So you were like in suit pants and a white shirt,
Yeah, I took my coat off because I was relaxed.
but you had the coat in the cell with you?
Yeah. They just sent me there with like my shoes. I'm stepping out of because there's
Did
no
you know the
laces.
exact time you were going to get out?
No, they're a little loosey about it because they somehow, I believe I was sentenced to 3 days, but it turned 3 days and 30 days without license. But it turned out to be like just over 2 days, enough to qualify as 3 days because they didn't want to keep.
Good behavior.
Well, I was a charming guy, but I was with no windows, no watch. Time
It's like
seems to stand-
solitary confinement, a little squirrely, right?
Yeah,
Makes you a little squirrely.
It was scary and it flipped me out. And I drank a lot after that, but I never, ever took a drop before I drove again. It scared the hell out of me.
Wow.
I'd
Okay.
never
All
do
right.
it.
Well,
never
that's
do it again.
terrifying. There you go. That's a little picture of what happens to you. Be careful. Be careful out there, kids. All right.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm a little worried about taking the NyQuil last night.
You
No, I
get a
don't know what's gonna
designated
happen.
driver. And
Scary.
remember, it's a bed and a bench. It's two treats in one.
That was a very interesting exercise that you somehow just didn't want to say that there was a bed in there for you.
All right,
because
Mike.
you were in
There was
jail
a
cell.
sleep number bed.
Did you sleep on the bench?
I don't think I slept. I think I tried, but I don't think I was able to.
Was there noise? Like a hey?
Sometimes that, and then sometimes just the sound of the slamming door, which is weird.
That's
Yeah, I
scary.
don't care for that.
All right, thank you. What are your goals, people? Whether it's maximizing your beauty or losing that pesky weight, Carla and DermGlow Skin are here to help. Get expert guidance and top-quality peptides delivered to your door, including semaglutide, terzipatide, B12, and I got a shot earlier today, NAD+, glutathione, and more, plus an incredible selection of skincare products. I use them all. I use the Sun Guard when I'm going to be out there on the golf course. I use the Repair Bar as my daily face wash, and I use the Citrus Scrub, 3 times a week. That's kind of a gentle exfoliation. The best part, Carla's always there for you if you have questions. Her inbox always open, whether it's 1 pound or 101 pounds. Make DermGlow your destination. destination. Visit dermglowskin.com, click weight management and peptides, and start your transformation today. I'm Mike O'Mara, and I have benefited from all of this. I've turned my life and body around. I've lost weight, gained Riz, and I'm no longer infected. Now, go in peace.
Like, congratulations on beating the infection. I think that's terrific.
You got me. You know.
You know.
Congratulations to my son's baseball team. I really, not baseball team, his flag football team. I texted this to Josh over the weekend. Sports, more sports. I will tell you, it's definitely something that you know right away. There are parents that are into this and parents that aren't. We fall squarely into the category of being into it. There's nothing we enjoy more than going out there and watching our little man play sports. And
do you see other parents that appear to be there out of necessity that don't seem to be enjoying themselves?
Not really. I think I always wish there would be more, but I think there are a lot of people that are into it, and they're great people that support their kids.
The ones that aren't into it are at home.
Yeah, exactly.
You would see the family where only the mom shows up or only the dad shows up.
So what I had envisioned is you would see people that were there and they look like a guy that was taking shopping against his will, where he's there, but he's not enjoying himself.
Well, you will have the dad that's on the cell phone the whole time. Like he's kind of watching, but he's working.
I get it. The entire Friday into Saturday was an exercise in the love of sport for the O'Mara family. I was playing in the, it's called Flighted Club Championship. And what it is the fake. Instead of flighted, it ought to say the fake club championship, because what it is based on your handicap. You get put in with the group that is similar to your handicap range, and that's how it works. The real club champion, this guy, Abby, that I know that is absolutely... he's won U.S. amateur. He's got stature.
Abby Normal?
Abby Normal. Congratulations to my friend. He's a friend. He's a good guy. He won the overall. He's done that a couple of times.
Is it
really
short for
talented golfer.
Abner? You don't hear of a guy named Abby much.
I don't know.
Does it open up into does it have a bed?
I'd really rather not discuss it. I
All
don't
right.
know.
Congratulations, Abby.
There you go. He won the real one, which is, everything counts. It's like no handicap or anything. I was involved in flight number, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I believe. I was in flight number 3. I am a 13.4.
Was that a Delta flight?
Can you tell we're talking about sports now? Can you tell? We are on the subject of sports. Thank you. I had a lead. I was up 4 holes. It's match play.
Okay.
On the 13th hole, I was +4. I conceivably could have tied my way in, and I could have won. But I had already blocked out Saturday morning, which is my kid's baseball clinic, and we had a babysitter taking him, and I had blocked that out because I in case I won my flight, I would go on to the next level. And it would go all the way to Sunday if you kept winning.
Right.
That's it. I am here to say the greatest collapse of my golf career occurred on Friday, where I believe I was at the beginning of the death throw.
Sure.
I felt it a little bit, and there's a good excuse. And I was at the beginning of a cold, how irritable you get, right? When you know you're getting sick,
sure.
And you're just irritable. Yeah. Every tiny little thing got me irritated. And you know how golf is at a tournament, you'll see them put up the quiet signs where you're getting ready to hit a shot, and it's that kind of sport. And I normally could give 2 rats' asses if there's noise. Unless there's a real sharp noise in your backswing, I'm fine. That was not the case as we got to the second 9 holes on Friday. And I got up to, I believe it was was it the 6th hole? I think it was the Harley that started up. And you know when you hear a Harley where somebody's revving it just to rev it?
Yeah.
Just to like show somebody how loud it is. And it went on and on and on. That started. And then right about the 13th hole where I had the 4+ lead,
right.
A lady came from her home and rolled out to the golf cart and decided to chat with one of our other guys. Rob, you must have been there because as I'm getting ready to hit my shot,
yes.
I hear it softly in the background. And I walk up and I'm lining up my shot, and I'm a little perturbed. I'm sure it's going to end. And then they clear the green in front of me, and I walk back. And then so I guess it gets a little more animated as I walk over, stop in the middle of the fairway, and I look across. Mm-hmm. And she
I'm sure she got quite the stare.
Oh, she got a death stare. And it was, sorry. And she goes on her way. And I proceeded to...
She did say one more thing, Josh, before she left. She said...
Oh, you got to give him that hawk too and spit on that thing. You get me?
And then she was off like a shot. Wow, that landed better than I thought it would. People don't know that the Hawk Tua girl is a member of Mike's club.
She went on her way.
It's the two different directions. You would have gone Hawk Tua. Mike would have gone Reba.
That's true. That's true.
So she waved.
Hey, everybody, this is Reba McIntyre.
And she was on her way.
Oh, Mike Happy's Place is on every Friday night on NBC, streaming live the next day on Peacock.
And, of course, I needed to calm myself down, so I reached into my golf bag and got out my calming unit, which was...
Oh, no.
But anyway, it set the tone. I would stop it. Don't play it anymore. Thank you. I was off, and he ended up beating me on the 18th hole, so I lost. And Ken, congratulations, good round.
He's just Ken.
He ended up winning the whole thing, so I was happy for him.
That's great. Good for Ken and good for Abby.
Yes, good for both of them. My kid, Saturday, the marathon. Goes to baseball for, I think. Do you have Turn 2 up where you are, Josh? Do you have that program, Turn 2?
I'm not familiar with Turn 2.
It's kind of a travel ball thing where they do clinics for kids and have travel teams that travel all over the state. What are you giggling at now?
I go to clinics.
I go to clinics. He had that Saturday.
Yes.
Then he has a 3 o'clock game where he started as the pitcher, and he pitched beautifully. And then 7 o'clock after that, he's got his flag football championship, where if they win the first game, they go to the Super Bowl. And if they win the Super Bowl, they get the trophy. And lo and behold, he scores the first touchdown of the flag football game, which was about as fun as it gets. He's not normally one of the receivers. He's kind of a dump-off receiver that plays up on the line, but he caught the ball. It was awesome. And they went on to win. And you know what they did for these little crumb crunchers? They gave all these 11 and 12-year-olds rings. They got rings. They got Super Bowl rings. It was fantastic. I thought it was so fun.
That's awesome.
It was great. It was great. And that's where we went out to the little gathering, and I was, I was phoning it in. Yeah.
And I saw pictures with a Lombardi trophy as well.
They had a Lombardi trophy that they all held up. It was great. It was really, as far as trophies for kids, that was hysterically funny. And, it's also something you can hold on to. It's
way better than the medals I give out to my
isn't it?
kids.
The medals suck. I think giving them rings like the pros get, it's just super cool.
If I won a sports medal, I'd wear it all the time.
Around your neck all the time. And it sucks because it sucks for the other guys, and you see the kids that are upset, and there's got to be a winner and a loser.
Mike,
it's not an everybody gets a trophy league, but it was
it wasn't really that sad looking at the other kids, was it?
Not at all. No, I wouldn't want to be alternative. By the way, undefeated season for flag football for the and by the way, they were the Chiefs, so just like in real life, but the Chiefs got one loss. That's it. So to my kid, salute. That's all I have on it. I just wanted to say, way to go, kids. You did a fantastic job. And one last thing about golf.
Yeah.
I hate a fat hot dog. I truly hate a fat hot dog. I don't like to eat. They're impossible to eat. They're impossible to eat, okay? If you're going to put a hot dog, have that uniform hot dog ballpark Frank size. Don't put more nitrates in the hot dog than you do, where you have to unhinge your jaw to eat the round hot dog. I
don't know if this would qualify. Go ahead, Josh.
If I want a thick hot dog, I would just jump to a sausage. For a hot dog, I want the Nathan's thin hot dog.
Exactly.
I think I can tell you, Mike, the perfect hot dog is the Hebrew National 3-ounce hot dog.
Yes.
Now this is
I agree with that, by the way. Store-bought.
They're 4 to a pack. They're not that thick, but they are a little thick.
I don't know.
They
what
are a
happened.
little thicker, Mike. And as I've said in the past, Mike, I have a sickness for the thickness. What about the if you were to buy a hot dog at Costco?
Yes.
One of the quarter-pound ones. And this
I
is
don't do. I never go near that. And by the way,
And that's
who
a
had
mistake.
we
That
have
is
to-
a
we-
mistake.
I'm going to hit
It's
a
the
ding
best part.
every time we put this on. Here we go. Every time that rears its ugly head on the show, Costco mentioned at least once on every show. I will ding if we get it on there. I just don't want to take the time after I got my stuff. I don't want to do
It's the
that.
reward for a job
it's a
well
treat.
done. Yeah.
Treat on the way out.
I know, and the hot dog there is long, but it's not fat. Fat
Right.
means you got to.
Yeah, I guess
and
you're
I'm
right.
talking about simply the mess factor. I'm in a golf cart. I'm wearing a light colored shirt. I don't want to get any crap on me, and if I have to go.
Yeah.
Like an anaconda, it's difficult for me to enjoy that. Thank
But
you.
what about like an excessively thin hot dog?
What do you mean? What, like a Slim Jim or something
No,
like
no,
that?
no.
I've never
Like
seen
I
one
would
of
say
those.
that the standard Hebrew National 7 to a pack is a pretty thin hot dog, and it's the best tasting. All Hebrew National stuff is
I
the best.
like.
Yeah, that's normal.
That to me is the normal one. That's a normal
Okay.
hot dog. I don't think you need to add into the snouts and the ground up, entrails that they put in those disgusting treats.
What about
that's it?
What about 2 hot dogs on 1 bun?
Jesus, we're entering a whole new world here. You've done that before.
Can't say I've thought of that.
I think I did once because
Were you on a diet?
Yeah, I was. I wanted to cut down on the carbs, so I was focusing on protein. I was out of rolls, so I put 2 on 1. Is that a crime?
I don't care
No.
for it. And
Hot
don't-
dogs are elevated with a bun. A hot dog just by itself isn't that great, but on a
No,
bun, now you've
not at
got
all.
something.
Not at all. Unless you slice it up and put it in beans like
Yeah,
my mom
fry
used
it up.
to. Yeah,
Yeah.
fry it up and put it in beans.
SpaghettiOs? You can put
Yeah,
it in
there you go.
SpaghettiOs too.
Did they have SpaghettiOs with hot dogs
Yes.
in it?
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
It's disgusting. I mean, really, talk about
Well,
process.
SpaghettiOs is really, it's not, this might surprise you, Mike. I was doing some research over the weekend. SpaghettiOs is not a traditional Italian dish. It's not.
It's not.
No, it was created in America.
You know,
Little round noodles.
I have to say this, even with my debilitated condition, I did have the opportunity to make one pot spaghetti for my family over the weekend from the guy online that I saw. Have I ever talked about the one pot spaghetti that I make? It's absolutely
I'm
incredible.
not familiar.
Did you breathe into it a lot when you cooked it?
No, I look, everybody seems to be okay in the family. Carla doesn't have anything and Michael doesn't have anything. I
you
think
have to
I'm
wait
past
for
the
it to-
point. What?
It's going to sit dormant for a while. Then it'll get them both.
Yeah, it's
I don't
once,
think it's going to get them both.
Yeah, once you get healthy, one of them gets hit.
Yeah.
Well, I hope not. I hope not. The one pot spaghetti is fantastic. I can give you the recipe right off the top of my head.
Go.
Are you ready for this?
Yes,
All right, here we go.
yes.
Pound of dried pasta spaghetti, preferable. That's what you really should use. The regular thin spaghetti is the best spaghetti for it. You get a box, one of those boxes of chicken stock that have that. These are your ingredients here. You get a 4 cloves of garlic chopped. There you go. That's it.
Garlic.
You get a tablespoon of minced dried onions. You get a tablespoon of dried basil.
Basil's
You can give me
good.
the
I love
dinger?
basil. Yeah, there it is.
You get a tablespoon of sugar. Then you get the 26-ounce can of Marzano tomatoes. Is it San Marzano
San
tomatoes?
Marzano, the best. Yes.
You grind them up. All right, so now you've got all your ingredients.
What are you grinding the tomatoes with? I'm just curious. You don't have a tomato grinder, do you?
No, it's it's like a mallet thing that you pound meat with.
Okay.
And it's got that. So you fry. You get a pound of mild Italian sausage.
Ooh, yum.
Put that, maybe a little olive oil in the bottom of a pan. You fry that up real nice and good. Then you put in the tomatoes. You cook that up nice and good. Then you add your seasonings, your garlic cloves, your minced onions, and your basil. And then you add your chicken stock to the recipe. Then you add your pasta, and then you add one last ingredient: half a cup heavy cream. And then you let it cook for about 19 minutes. You tell me if that's not the best pasta dish you've ever had.
That's like a not to diminish it, but a dumbed down bolognese because it's got cream and tomatoes in it. That sounds
I
great.
resent the fact that you're saying dumbed down. It's my little one-pot spaghetti. And,
Well, it's not dumb at all.
absolutely
It's Mike. What it is, it's pasta for the intelligent.
you can eat. We have to take a break, and we'll come back with a beautiful video right
this
here.
video is
Hey, you know what we never got to today?
What?
Ever? We never
What?
got to you talking about Saturday Night Live's 50th anniversary.
I got plenty to say.
And all the goings on. We can maybe
Yeah.
table that till tomorrow. And we
Or
never,
I think it might be an extra.
and we never got to the Sroka.
Which is lots of.
He's always thinking.
Well, there's
He is
a
always
lot to
thinking.
go into.
We'll be right, everybody. We'll be right back. Giddy up!
Oh boy.
It's Derby time. The horses are at the track. The horses are at the track. So, gentlemen, start your horses. Vroom. The Mike O'Mara Show Kentucky Derby Party is coming your way. Join us Saturday, May 3rd at 5 p.m. at Jimmy's Old Town Tavern for a night of fun, laughter, food, drinks, and, of course, the big race. We'll have the best ladies hat contest. That means men and women. Bring your finest, flyest, and most fabulous headwear. And, gentlemen, you're invited too. That's right. We want you to put those hats on too. Think big, bold, and feathered. Fruit optional, but encouraged. Let's get fierce. Grr. The best part, it's free. So mark your calendars, tell your friends, and RSVP now. See you Saturday, May 3rd at Jimmy's Old Town Tavern. Scenic, delightful, Herndon, Virginia. And remember, don't get happy.
Yeah, Josh.
Now off to my mint plantation. I have to harvest some product for Josh's famous mint juleps. People can call Jimmy's at 703-435-JIMS or email Danielle.jimmysold. Let me try it again. Or email Danielle.jimmysoldtowntavern@gmail.com
That's it.
for reservations. Hi, Danielle. Looking forward to it. Play your thing.
Oh, it's beautiful video, Mike.
Hey, I like that. Some beautiful video.
The 50s.
Let's go! 50s on 5 Radio XM. It's the dawn of rock and roll.
Let's go. Mike, I know that you are.
The Mike O'Mara Show. TMOS.
I've got something that will cheer you up even better than that TMOS jingle. Did you watch any of the USA versus Canada hockey game?
No, but I saw maybe a snippet or two of some viral video where it got pretty intense.
Well,
I
Mike,
believe.
it started right away because
Excuse
when they sang the American national anthem, there was booing. And so this is how the game kicked off. This is really the first 2 seconds of the game.
His face-off matchup is underway, and the gloves are off. Matthew Tkachuk and Brandon Hagel.
Watch this.
Hagel
Oh,
from
boy.
Tampa Bay,
That's a good one,
Tkachuk
buddy.
from Florida.
Here comes Butters. Oh, the helmet's off. Big fight.
Did not
This
see this coming.
is not good for either one of these guys. That is a big, big fight. Lots of contact. Those guys are both
Look
good
at the
what they
crowd.
do. That was a good go. That was
Now-
a good go.
Should the and I don't understand hockey except put the thing in the net.
That's a
But-
totally legitimate hockey fight right there.
So the ref doesn't need to stop it?
What
The ref
confused
stops it
me-
when one guy gets he goes down, or
Okay,
the other guy,
all right.
or they get into a scrim and they get
Right.
they get locked up. But no, they let him go, let him get out of their system right away. And they, by the way, that's normally prearranged.
Well, it
when they're at
seems
the
like it
face-off
was.
circle. Yeah, well, they're at the
Because-
face-off circle. They'll actually say, "You want to go? Yeah, let's go," and they go.
Oh, I didn't know
Also,
that.
in that announcer, he just said, even the Canadian guy is from Florida. They're both from
true.
Florida.
Yeah, but they're both enforcers, and they probably are not strangers to the fighting game in hockey. And they say, they want to get going, and there might have been some bad blood beforehand, and that's why they say they want to do it. So there are many videos online you can see where the guys are mic'd up, and you can hear them have that. And in many times when they have a fight like that, they say, good job, and they tap each other's stick, and they go off there. And then there are other ones where it's not pleasant, and they're legitimately, they want to take each other's heads off. But make no mistake, with men that big who are that good at what they do, you can get guys that get pretty messed up in a fight too. But it's part of the game.
Do you think they would have stopped the fight sooner if one of the people in the fight was Patrick Mahomes?
Thank you. Let's move on, Rob. Thank you. Good sports joke, though.
I was like looking for my new column, sports jokes.
Sports jokes with Rob.
Maybe in the next newsletter.
Yeah, let's add that to the newsletter.
Sports jokes.
By the way, great job on the newsletter.
Yes, Josh.
Really
Fantastic.
terrific. Bravo.
Yeah, this week we'll add Rob's Sports Corner.
There you go. Sports Corner with Rob.
Featuring sports jokes.
That's funny.
The NBA All-Star game was over the weekend while we were gone. And during halftime, they do something very standard where they get a fan that goes into some sort of competition. And if they do something ridiculous, they win $100,000.
Very cool.
Well, this guy had to sink one three-pointer against, I forget who he was going against, but the other guy had to score three three-pointers.
Hold on.
This is Mike. Okay, this is halftime at the game. The
Yes.
guy from the audience or the crowd had to
the
score
audience member.
one three-pointer.
Come on, Valerie. Can you just fake it and maybe rehearse
so-
it before
so
you
they-
come in here?
They brought him down to the stage.
Yeah, they did with all of his.
With his costume.
He didn't have a costume because he's not a player.
Yeah, he's an audience
Halftime.
member.
Now, normally, when you think of going into a basketball game, they have to make the long shot for the $100,000. Are you saying there was somebody that was playing defense against him?
No, they were competing, and
There were multiple guys trying to score a three-pointer.
One pro had to score three three-pointers. The competitor only had to charge one.
Hold on.
Hold on. Maybe
Let
we
me
should
see.
just go to the video.
You want to
Let's
just look
show
at
me
the video?
Then
You
we can
can't
talk about
explain
it.
Just
No.
show it.
I don't like sports, Mike.
I know you don't. Pat.
Okay.
All right, keep shooting. Keep shooting. Keep shooting. Oh, my God.
Misses it.
Keep shooting.
Oh, that's
Keep
Mr.
going.
Beast doing the announcing.
We did it. We did
Well,
it.
the clip was too short to understand what the competition
No.
was. Is he competing against a pro to see who can make the most three-pointers?
We did it.
Yes.
It was okay, sure.
He has to make one 3-point shot before the pro makes 3 3-point shots.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it said at the bottom, Mr. Beast Challenge, so I guess it was $1 million or whatever, because that's what he's known for.
I would have liked to
Just
see
give
a
him money
longer
away.
clip because that would be cool if we saw a longer clip of it. That would be because it wouldn't take that long with the competition. And so if he scores one before that guy scores 3, that's the competition.
And he won.
Rob, well explained.
Yes, the audience member won.
The audience member won.
There was a guy, Mike, that had loge seats, and the usher showed him to his seats.
I would imagine that would be a fun competition, even though I'm not a basketball fan, to watch during the game, where
Yeah.
you've got the skilled pro on the left and the amateur on the right, and that guy's got to knock 3 down before this kid can put 1 in, and the kid actually makes a 3-point.
Obviously,
Yeah.
more fun to watch.
Can I see it again? Let's see it. Now that we've really over-explained it, let's check it out again.
I heard
All
the
right.
NBA All-Star festivities was fun this year.
Okay, let's check it out. Let's see it.
All right, keep shooting. Keep shooting. Keep shooting.
All right, that's the
Oh,
pro.
my gosh.
Missed
keep
one.
shooting. Keep going. Oh! We did it.
Okay, there's the score on the bottom, and I wonder if both of them have the clock. So if neither one of them does it, he doesn't win the $100,000 either, because it sounds like that there was a time limit. That's why we had the buzzer, and he did it right at the buzzer.
I do like Shaq celebrating with the audience member.
I did
That's
like
very
that.
cool.
Yeah.
That's he's well, you know how I feel. My number one get.
Oh,
ever.
I've sent emails.
I love the man. I would love to interview him.
Maybe he could explain the challenge better if we had him.
Yeah, you just spend a little extra time on the sports clips so you understand what you're watching.
It's like beating my head against a wall, though.
I know it is.
Or
You have
just
to
bring
put
it,
the orange ball in the orange ring, and then you win, right?
There you go.
right, just bring the video in. I don't know what this is, but it looks cool.
Yes, very
I
good.
might try that next
Maybe
time.
that's every sports clip from now on. You just say, I'm not sure what this is about, but it's sports. Take a look.
I did. I thought I introduced the USA Canada clip, okay, the hockey clip, and I had some follow-up questions.
Yeah. It
was
you seem to
okay.
not understand the concept of fighting in hockey, though, when you did
Mike,
that.
I don't understand the concept of fighting, period. Why can't we all just get along?
Okay, let's keep going, please.
Do you know what a Lucy is? And I'm not talking about.
Yeah,
I
I'm
Love
working
Lucy.
with one every day.
What does that even mean? Loosie. A Lucy.
Oh, I think I had a couple of those when I used to work at WJFK after a long night.
We're going to actually close with this clip. Lucy is a sort of street parlance for if you go into a bodega, say in New York City, and they will sell you a single cigarette instead of a pack. So if you
Okay.
just want one cigarette, you go in, you buy a Lucy. Well, this technology has gone on to something else quite precious. Bronx bodegas are now selling Lucy eggs. They're breaking up dozens of eggs so you can buy them one or two at a time.
Well, you may have heard of bodegas selling so-called Lucy's, meaning individual cigarettes. Now, with egg prices skyrocketing, some bodegas have a similar plan for eggs. Erica Lunsford covers the Bronx and went to see how sales are going.
While speaking with the owner of Pamela Green's Deli, he says the idea to sell the loose eggs came after seeing customers being forced to leave a full carton on the counter.
3 eggs for $2.99. That's better than have to pay $12 for one carton.
Mike, 3 eggs for $2.99, $1 an egg.
Wow. Wait, are eggs really up to $12 a carton now?
Oh, I would say that
Or
in
is
the
that a New
bodega,
York price?
Probably is a New York bodega price, but I've seen the price go up, crawling up.
I know it's been going up.
I'm trying to think of the store, Josh. We've got them down here in Florida. I think they're all over the country. They're like, it's not Truck and Tractor Supply, but it's this.
Oh, I love that.
It's this rural store that sells, they actually sell chickens. You know, you can buy chickens. And if
They
you
do
got
that
some
at
land,
TTS, Mike.
they do.
It's Tractor Supply.
You go in there and you buy your chicken. If you have land, hell, this would be the time to. It's a lot of work. It's not as easy as you might think it is. But if you've got the land, put up one of those prefab coops and have your own eggs. Why
Mike,
not?
but one thing you need to keep in mind: do you know why chicken coops only have 2 doors?
Why is that?
Because if they had 4, they would be a chicken sedan.
He's on a roll, ladies and gentlemen, you ass. Oh, my God. Look at him. Look at him. His big daddy's up in heaven laughing at him
What's
right
really
now.
great is Mike's going to take a nap today, and he's going to wake up and say, did that show really happen?
2 things at the end of the show. 2 notes that I have.
Yeah.
That I've got Harry Carey glasses on, first of all.
They're not that big. I like it.
And secondly, that I might want to adjust my lighting for tomorrow's show, but I'm pretty glad I made it through this episode.
I think you did great.
I'm actually feeling better, which is a good thing. This show is a tonic. We've always said that. It's a tonic for the soul. We'll be back tomorrow with a later taping. So for you West Coasters, be aware of that. We're taping at 3 p.m. tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Programming note. Make it a note on your calendar and be with us for that. Peace be with you. We'll see you tomorrow for a brand new episode for Josh Soroka and Rob Spiewak. Mike O'Mara saying, so long, everybody.
You're so silly.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
You've got to remember that these are just simple farmers. These are people of the land. Morons.
No, don't let him go.
And what excitement we have today.